Hey guys, what's up? This is Nazudu. Welcome to my little hover tutorial and yeah, kind of a training lesson. We are here at the White House helipad, which I think is a beautiful spot to make some practices with the helicopter, which is the Guimbal G2, and I think that one is really good suited to learn to fly helicopters in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Alright, so here we are in our helicopter, and let's quickly go through over the basics just one more time. We have the collective, which increases the torque. You can see that here at this number, and the blue arrow is the collective position, the white arrow is the actual torque. We have our cyclic, which is forward for forward movement, backward for backward movement, lateral movement left and right. And we have our anti-torque pedals, which we need to compensate the torque that we're pulling, because when we add torque to the helicopter, it will start to spin left, and we will have to give some right pedal to compensate for that. Okay, so what we will do now is we will slowly increase collective, and you will see this torque number here going up, and at around 55% or something the helicopter will start to move, but we will have to give it a little bit more, like 63 to 64% to get into a hover state. So what we do is we slowly increase the collective. You see the number rise. Here we go, first movement. We put some right pedal input, stop the helicopter from spinning, and we give it a little more collective, 63, 64%. That's what we're aiming for, and we have a hover state. So I now have a good amount of right pedal input, but the input on my cyclic is really minimal. What might happen when you do this the first time, let me get down one more time, is that you add collective, helicopter starts to move, and you push it like this, and you go left and right and have some trouble finding a spot where you just have the helicopter straight. That's okay, that's normal. Just try to, when you are in a state like this where you go nose left, right, and it doesn't move, try to, with every movement and every change of left and right, try to reduce the amount of input you give, because you don't want to, overcompensate your last input. Also notice that the inputs you give, it will take a tiny amount of time until the helicopter reacts to that, so always keep that in mind. Okay, when I'm now in this hover state here, I focus on the tree line over there. I'm looking outside to get some references about my movement, and depending on how these bushes here in front of me, and also in my peripheral view, I can see this red circle thingy there with the white cross. I try to compute those clues, and according to those I adjust with the cyclic and the pedals to keep my position. At this point I'm not touching the collective anymore. I have my 63% torque, and I know I don't have to touch it to keep the hover stable. So when you're confident with that, you can start with slow movement, which I think is also really important to learn in helicopters, because it's easy to, you know, go up somehow, then put the nose down, accelerate to like 90 knots and fly it similar to a plane. Trouble starts when people try to come back and land and try to move in tight areas and everything. So you should also practice your small movements. To make the helicopter move, all I do is neutralize my stick and it will start to move forward. I don't have to push it, it will walk just by itself. It's the opposite thing. I have to push a little bit back to make it not run too fast. And right now I'm touching nothing. You see the helicopter just walks. And at this point it's maybe a good idea to go into the settings and show you something. These are the axes of my my joystick. So you can see, where's that? I don't want it that zone. You can see the movement of the ball. The left axis is when I move the joystick left and right, and the right axis is forward and backward. When I do the hover, the range of movement, I hope you can see the balls barely move. It's in that small tiny area. That's all I need to keep the helicopter at place. It's really just tipping into one direction and it will do whatever I want it to do. I wanted to visualize that a little bit because I could show you my my physical joystick, but you wouldn't see the movement at all. All right, back to our helicopter flight here. Also remember, I don't touch the collective at this point. I don't need to. So what we will do now is we will slowly walk this little walkway here. We will have a walk in the park. Maybe we meet the president. So I need to slow her down a little bit because I really want to move slow, and I follow this way to the right. And I do nothing to make her move. I just let her go. Here and there I push it a little bit forward, but I don't really do a lot. On the cyclic, you can barely see it move. And that's really all you have to do to, you know, taxi out on the airport or move in tight areas. There's not a lot of input needed. And what you can also do is, you see that nice little pool there. Another cool practice is to face your nose towards the, I don't know what it's called in English, towards the center of the pool, where usually a fontaine might pop out. And then you try to walk around that pool and keep your nose towards the center. Try to always have the same distance to those flowers and the ring and everything. Try to make her not go too fast, so if she goes too fast, give a little bit of left input. And then slowly walk around that pool. Keep your heading towards the center. That's a nice little fun practice that will teach you how tiny the inputs have to be to control this thing around this nice pool. Hey, Mr. President. Okay. Don't go 360 because there are some trees that you cannot pass, so it's also nice to train to stop it at some point. And I do also do small and tiny corrections with the anti-torque pedal. And then you go the other way around again. What you will notice is that if you pick up too much speed, she will go up. And at this point we would have to do some actions on the collective. But to get back to our altitude, all we have to do is to slow down. Yeah, I just wanted to demonstrate that I don't have to touch it. I should have touched it. But if we slow down, we will get to our hover height without the need to adjust anything on the collective. So that's it for today. It's just a short video with a short explanation and a short, nice little training lesson that you can do. It's really, really nice in that park. I like it. I like it a lot more than doing something in the cities where things look strange. Another nice spot to practice is the helipad on Tokyo Airport. I hope you enjoyed, and I see you on the next one. Bye bye.